Hello guys. This is Toadman here. This is gonna be my first ever YouTube video and my first ever What If series. So I'm gonna be doing What If Deku was an Otsutsuki. And for this to work, so the Otsutsuki are like interdimensional. They go to the different universes and kind of like, what's the word? They kind of like steal the chakra fruit. So when they go the Otsutsuki are going to the My Hero universe, and they go to the different planets, and then they see Earth, and they realize these people have pretty much superpowers, and they don't really want to mess with them. So all they do is, what happens is this is before Naruto even starts. I'm gonna say that what happens is the Otsutsuki, what happens is, like, one of the random people who is with Momoshiki and Urushiki, they just decided, while they were studying the planet, they decided to just, hide off and, like, live there. So that's how this is gonna work. And so they pretty much just integrate with society and say that their horn and stuff like that, or their quirks, giving them, power boost. So that's pretty much how I'm gonna make this work. Alright, and so now we're gonna skip to when Deku was born. So when he is born, the doctors look at him and they like realize he looks just like him. And pretty much what happens is they pretty much just diagnose his quirk the same as his parents. Well, a combination of his parents, because I'm gonna say that they said that the mother's quirk, and the mother, she kind of like took off her horns and like kind of changed her appearance. It's never said in the anime if they can do that, so I'm gonna make it where she looks like how Kaguya looked like before she ate the chakra fruit. So it's pretty much gonna be saying that I don't know, they aren't related, but their quirks are very similar. But where his the dad is a transformation mutation quirk, and hers is an emitter that allows her to use manipulate elements. And they're gonna say that their father's quirk, it like give the horns are a source of power and it powers him. And I'm gonna say that the dad. No, the mom. No, the dad. Yeah, the dad is a hero. He's the number 6 hero. His hero name is His hero name is. I don't really have a hero name for him, so I'm just gonna leave that up for later. So when Deku was about like 4 or 5, um, he people kind of like trying to make fun of him because he looks like an alien. And but actually, no, this wouldn't actually happen because a lot of due to quirks being in society, I feel like quirks would, well, they would kind of look normal, and they would actually recognize him as the number 6 hero's son. So pretty much when everybody's explaining their quirks, Deku says, "Well, my quirk has two. My name is Izuku Midoriya, and my quirk has two abilities. I can manipulate all the elements, and I have superhuman strength." So when Deku still loves All Might, but he also loves his father as a hero. So he's like, hold on. Sorry, a truck just passed by. I think somebody might be ordering some new furniture. But anyway, so when they recognize him as the number 6 hero son. No, I forgot. I left off. So Deku, he still loves All Might, and he loves his dad also as a hero. And so this time, not only being like All Might, he also wants to be like his father, and so he actually trains. Unlike in canon, I don't understand and why Deku wanted to be a hero, and then he was like a straight up noodle. I didn't understand that. So pretty much, Deku trains, and his mother and father see this, and then so they train him, and is incredibly strong. Also, in this what if, Deku is not gonna get one for all. I have somebody I want to give one for all because I personally love the idea of giving this character one for all. So it would actually work very well. So pretty much what happens is Deku, he's overall very strong. He's known as the strongest in the school, and Bakugo tries to challenge him numerous times, but every time he does, since Deku is an Otsutsuki, he just absorbs the shot. He absorbs the attack itself. And I'm gonna say that Deku has learned that he's not human, and so with this, he's like, I'm gonna be the first uh, alien hero. But his parents tell him, don't tell anyone. And in this, his parents, they have the Byakugan. They both of them have the Byakugan. I'm gonna make that known right now. But Deku, later on, I know exactly when. It's gonna be perfect. I know exactly when. Uh, I'm gonna give Deku the Renegon. Yes, I'm gonna give Deku the Renegon later on in the story, because uh, I think it was Uroshiki or Kinshiki. I don't know. It's not Momoshiki. It's the one with the fishing hook. I know that he actually has the running on. So, and I know Hagoromo did get the running on. So pretty much what's gonna happen is, it's gonna be happening later on. But that when the teacher asks who wants to be a hero, Deku proudly raises his hands, and nobody objects or laughs at him. They know he is strong. He is strong enough to be the number one. He is strong enough to be a hero. And I don't think I mentioned this, but I'm slowly gonna integrate the Otsutsuki abilities as time goes on. But another ability that the Otsutsuki have is they are able to survive in space. We have seen that with Toneri on the moon, and the moon has no oxygen. So yes, that's pretty much what's gonna happen. So with Deku, when Deku leaves the classroom, and he goes to the shortcut because he wants to get home early. He wants to start his 10 months of training to get into UA. And so he does, and he kind of he has learned how to sense chakra from his parents. Because let's say his parents, unlike Momoshiki, who just uses the elements blatantly, uh, they actually train and understand how chakra works and everything like that. And I'm gonna say that chakra is universal. So ki in this one is just gonna be like another form of chakra. So yeah, pretty much Naruto senses the sludge villain's chakra, and he senses the malicious chakra that's coming off of him. And when the sludge villain jumps out to attack him, he immediately dodges and tries to freeze him, because the mom dang it, the Otsutsuki, it has been shown that they can use the other they can use Kekkei Genkais, like how when Momoshiki used Shikamaru's I think it was Shadow Possession or Shadow Paralysis on him. So I'm gonna say that Naruto has come across somebody who has ice quirk, and so he pretty much when they at his school. They try to attack him, and he absorbs it, and he plays it off as, oh, I just melted it, but he absorbed it and learned how to use it. So pretty much that's what happens, and I'm gonna give him more and more Kekkei and abilities as we go on with the story, and I'm also gonna integrate some characters that I've made for this story to work, and this is gonna go into the manga. So pretty much, Deku when he's dodging the sludge villain, but he actually makes a mistake and kind of like trips, and the sludge villain catches him. But Deku, he can survive without oxygen. So the only thing really that's just disturbing to him is the sludge villain trying to enter his body. So yeah, then All Might appears, and Deku is he fanboys like how he does in the normal, but in the normal All Might Deku he passed out, but in this one he never does because he could survive without oxygen. So when when All Might jumps off, he still wants to act in fear and become a hero. So instead of grabbing onto him, I feel like Deku would fly because the otsutsuki can fly. It has been shown numerous times. So pretty much he asks him, "Can you be a hero?" And All Might asks him what his quirk is. He explains his quirk. It's called. I'm just gonna say it's called uh otsutsuki or something like that. Uh, Manipulator. Yeah, that works. Because he says he can manipulate his energy and turn it into different things like different elements, or he can use it to increase his body. And Naruto has an almost infinite amount of chakra. So he does reach it. He can get his chakra back very easily. I'm gonna say that now. And Naruto already had Naruto does not have the Byakugan. I don't know who that is. Naruto does not have the Byakugan. I'm gonna say for this. So so he's gonna unlock the Sharingan later on. So yeah. Uh when Deku explains his quirk to the to All Might, and All Might kind of like realizes, hey, his quirk is similar to the number 6 heroes. So he asks him, hey, is your dad the number 6 hero? And Deku says, well, yes. And then so All Might realizes, man, if this kid is as if this kid has both his mother's and his father's quirk, and he does know his mother's quirk is able to control like manipulate energy and control elements. So he realizes this kid. Yeah, he says, yeah, you could probably be the number 1 hero, and he's like, and All Might in his head is thinking, this kid would make the perfect successor. And in this one, the bottle does not fall. And when Deku continues walking home, I'm gonna say, before, like I'm gonna go back in time. Deku actually knows Kirishima. So when he knows Kirishima because one day when he was training, he sees. I'm gonna say that Kirishima has a more drive to become a hero after seeing Red Riot, I think it was, in action. Like this, let's see, he actually saw him in person and got his autograph. And when Red Riot asked him his quirk, he said hardening, and he says you can be like a very strong hero. This motivates Kirishima to just train and get stronger so he can impress his idol. And so that's all that really happens. Um, Now then, no, not Naruto. Uh, when All Might actually, when All Might catches up with Deku, and he asks him, "Hey, will you be my successor?" And Deku, literally just declined it. He says no, and he says he wants to get stronger on his own reason. On his own, but really, the thing is, I'm gonna say that the Otsutsuki they can't take quirks because they already have all this chakra, and if they got a quirk, it would probably make their body wouldn't be able to handle it, and they go into like a comatose state. I'm gonna say that happens. So pretty much what happens is, but All Might says, at least let me train you, and All Might Deku accepts on one condition, that his friend Kirishima can train and he'll be the next successor. All my asks is what's his quirk, and Deku says his quirk is just simple hardening. But it's really tough. I highly doubt that most explosions can break it. And so All Might actually is interested in this Kirishima kid because if Deku is tra- holds him in such high regard, then he probably can't. Then he probably is strong. And Kirishima is actually way stronger in this one than he is in canon because he Deku and him actually spar, and Kirishima's hardening actually gets tougher, and Deku actually gets stronger at the same time. So, for the 10 months, I'm gonna do a time skip. I'm gonna show a small summary since because Kirishima was already muscular in the anime, and I'm gonna say he's double that, so he could probably handle. Since Kirishima was around half, I feel like Kirishima was around like half of what Deku was. He can handle what Deku could handle at the end of season 3 when he fought Bakugo. So he can handle 8% of One for All, and he can actually use full Cowling because when All Might says spread it throughout your body, Kirishima says like my quirk, and so he uses it throughout his body like his hardening quirk. And pretty much, boom, he learns full calling. But I feel like he would call it manly drive. That's just my personal opinion. And that's pretty much just what happens. Um, Deku, Kirishima gets One for All around like 8 months into the training, so he has 2 months, and he learns how to use it. He understands how everything works, and he does have a little bit of trouble learning how to limit it, but so Deku actually helps him by taking away his chakra, so that way he can only use a portion of it, and then he gives him back his chakra through like some kind of like healing jutsu, and and then he uses the same percent, and he can actually use that percent. So that's how Kirishima learned how to lower the percentage. And I'm gonna do the entrance exams, and that is it for this video. So for the entrance exams, uh, when Bakugo sees Deku, Deku does not trip actually because he's confident in himself and he knows that he can definitely get in. And Deku, when Bakugo sees Deku, I feel like they would have like this more friendly rival relationship. But when Bakugo sees him, he actually says hi to him, and then and they actually just say hi to each other, and then they just sit down. And for this, I feel like the I feel like the I feel like Deku, he would actually get a little bit. He would actually get higher, like around. He would score higher than Bakugo in this because, frankly, he would most likely be all around smarter because he has the Shadow Clone Jutsu. He would most likely have the Shadow Clone Jutsu because if you remember, I said that his parents actually learned and trained how to use chakra to its fullest potential. So that's what he does, and he scores better. He uses the Shadow Clones to train and study, and he does this all the time. And pretty much, Deku just he almost aces the exam, but Momo still gets first. So, uh, for the practical exam, so what happens is, uh, when Deku sees Uraraka, he actually tries to ask her if she's all right. That's when Ida steps in and he says, "Hey, you shouldn't go talk to her. She looks like she's really trying to concentrate." And this is when Deku, being smarter and not timid, would say, "Well, I'm gonna try to go over there and give her some words of encouragement and help her out." And so Ida allows this, because Ida is pretty much all about helping people. So he does it, and Deku actually actually without her knowing when. So they're talking, and Deku high fives her, and without her knowing, he actually boosts her quirk by giving her more chakra for a temporary amount of time. So for this amount of time, that she won't get nauseous and throw up. So I'm gonna say some of the drawbacks, like Aoyama's stomach ache and Uraka throwing up, it's just a byproduct of their quirk. It could be pretty much just chakra exhaustion. That's how I'm gonna put it. So yeah, Deku is racking up a lot of points by I'd say he absorbed one of the robots, and what happens is he starts using the metal around him like magnet release, and he just starts destroying all the robots like that. And the teachers see this. All Might have never seen this before, and he is clearly impressed. He is in shock. Like he did not know Deku could do this. And not to mention, I'm gonna say that Deku. So not only does he learn steel magnet style, but we do know that swift release exists. So I'm gonna say when when Ida stopped uh Deku, when Deku walked away, he kind of like bumped him on the shoulder. His hand actually kind of like touched him, and so he kind of copied his quirk in a sense and learned swift release like that. So Deku was moving at a superhuman. It's above Ida's speed, and Ida's astonished. He's like, "What type of quirk does he have? Is it a speed quirk?" And then he sees Deku doing all this stuff, and he's like, does he have multiple quirks? So when the zero pointer shows up, Uraraka still gets trapped because it's clear it's not shown in the anime what caused her to get trapped. So I'm going to say that when she was running away, when she heard the booms, she was running away, and then the zero pointer crashed up on her. So pretty much, when Deku sees this, what he does is he takes he uses magnet release and he stops it in his tracks, and it's pretty hard for him. So he uses swift release and he gets over there in a flash, and then gets up there and he uses a fire style majestic flame destroyer, and kind of just burns the whole thing to a crisp, and then it would kind of be partially destroyed. And then when it starts to explode, Deku actually absorbs this explosion, giving him explosion release. And it's gonna be the same explosion release that Datara and the guy who got reanimated has, because it's I guess you could say it's like how the Sharingan, the Mangekyo Sharingan works, where everybody has a unique ability. So I'm gonna say that he has, instead of the how most people give him Datara's abilities, the reanimation guy's abilities, I'm gonna say that he can actually shoot concentrated explosions, like how Bakugo has his AP shot. He can shoot concentrated explosions that do high amounts of damage, and so that's what happens. And Deku, a few weeks later, 2 weeks later, Deku is chopping out for school supplies, because he is confident. He knows that he's gonna get into UA. And so what happens is Deku just he gets the letter. He sees All Might, and he also sees his dad on there, and he says we're both proud of you, Midoriya. I hope you are, and his name would still be Midoriya. He says we're proud of you, Midoriya. We hope you become a great hero. And this causes Deku to well up and activate his Sharingan, because it's not out of sadness or excitement like how Sarada and Sasuke unlocked it. Well, it's actually out of love, and it's because the Sharingan activates out of intense emotions. So he wells up and he starts crying, and because he's so happy, and he activates his Sharingan, and it's permanent. like how Hagoromo was. And so when his mom walks in, he sees his Sharingan, and she actually smiles like he finally did it. And then when she wonders how that happened, she sees the recording, and she's like she's visibly smiling and happy. So I'm gonna end it off for here. I'm gonna end it off here, you guys. The next part will be what next part will be the the Aizawa's exam and the heroes versus villains training. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.